afternoon, everyone. Yes, we're on an afternoon slot today, so I have to get my finger out and get up there. After yesterday's cock up, didn't I forget to show you me tomatoes, the orange accordion? Well, what I'm intending to do is go in and give you like a little tour of all the tomatoes and actually show like a picture of what they should look like when they're ripe, which is probably not what they're going to look like when I've grown them. I do think this year I've got a whole variety of different flavoured. To be honest, like I'm saying, I'm quite impressed with myself. You know, I've got two that are outdoor, seeming to be doing okay at the moment. I've got the good doer, the Shirley, which seems to be working fine, and then a whole array of different funky ones. And touching wood, they all seem to be growing. That's that's a start for us. I've just noticed as I come in that net's new, so I think pigeons have been hammering there. I always like to have a little look at, you know, the kind of, you woke up, look at, could have been growing so many tomatoes, but I can see that greenhouse there. This is Ronnie's patch and it's always good, man. Look at them tomatoes in that corner look at the sweet corn, man. Knows his onions, as they say. So, yes, there's good tomatoes in there, I can see. I'm I think, halfway into that growing tomato season. I've had one Shirley, there might even be another one there yet, which I'm quite surprised. That was quite an early, because I didn't expect them, to be honest, and I was like, that was a nice little nod to the old boy. I've got shorts on, I'm just dodging the nettles. There, just have a look at Mark's got an array. You can see the tomatoes coming. Mark's got a bloody loads of them. Do you know? So I'm gonna water, and if you don't know, I do water 99% of the chance I'm coming up watering every day, and I'm micro feeding every day as well. So here we go. Let's get in. Well, let's actually get up to the first outdoor tomatoes. There we go. So these are Crimson Crush, and I was going to just say there, bulletproof. You know, they are blight resistant, and I've grown them before outdoors and they're all okay, but haven't had big broccoli here, which you can kind of see has just slightly affected them, but the bottom leaves. But the main thing is they're just starting to kind of come away now with the tomatoes on. So at least some of them, yeah, I was going to say, are fruiting, and they give a nice all-round tomato. So, and I stick them on these posts. They get lovely, you know, the sun kind of comes up over to the west. They get a lovely, you know, a bright sunshine. So I'm hoping these Crimson Crush do well, to be honest. Like I say, blight resistant, they're good outdoors. I'm northeast of England. Hopefully I'll get a nice crop. I have got a whole mixture here, and I can't remember these were just swans I couldn't bear to throw out. So I've got just different varieties plonked in here, and they get watered and that, but whatever that one is looking a bit sorry for itself, but it's still a couple of tomatoes on. So that's the thing. Doesn't matter what it's like, you know what I mean? I've got that many. If I just get a tomato off it, that's done its job. It's done its business. Right. So if you remember, I've got the Roma tomatoes outside, and I deliberately, you know, spur the moment deliberately, if you want a better description, I put them outside just knowing what they were like, because I grew these ones on that bed. I only had 4 plants in where the Crimson Crush are, and they're just, the amount of tomatoes and green tomato chutney I made was just unreal. And they're doing exactly what I wanted. They're just going to whole bush up, and actually I can see there, you can see there, they're just starting to give off the fruit. So these are the Roma ones, and I'm like, again, growing them outside. I'm not saying they've had a bit of tough love, but the outdoor ones always seem as if like it's the last, right, oh, gotta water, you know, I water them, I pamper them in there like something not right. But then when it comes to these ones, it's like quickly water, let's get home. Do you know what I mean? So although they're getting a bit of tough love, they're still doing all right. So, and that's the main thing, to be honest. Right, here we go then. Now I'll have to kind of have a look at me labels as well. So we'll start off with the good doers. I've got 6 Shirleys there, and you can see, mind you, trust there, trust there, trust there. You know what I mean? There's even like a trust coming there with tomatoes on. So, and like I say, it's early in the season. These are going to be prolific, to be honest. You know, he was right. You know, just if you want a tomato that just kind of keeps, you know, just gives you a kind of whole good crop, mind you, you kind go wrong, to be honest. And it's not just a one-off plant. Look at this. There's a hell of a big truss there coming. There's a big truss down there. There's a one there. There's a one there. I've got one there. I mean, I'm just putting my specs on there to see. Yes, I'll probably try and cut them to around this height. You know, maybe chop the tops off and just keep, but we'll see how it goes, to be honest. They're going great. Is that everyday micro feeding, or is it just because it's a good tomato? So next up is we have the 6 what I put in of the orange accordion. Now that's what it looks like, and this is mine at the moment. So you can see they're going there. Do you know what I mean? I'm not sure how many like big tomatoes I'll get off each plant, but I mean, there, look at, that's a fair size already. And I'm not bothered about like hundreds of them. I'm just really growing these for the look and the, you know, and there's like 3 big ones on that one. So even if you didn't feed them every day like I do now, when you've got the tomatoes on your tomatoes, feed them now. Do you know what I mean? Even if you didn't want to do every day, do, you know, once, twice a week, your fruit's on, it's all looking good. And especially with something that's going to grow maybe, you know, well, a fair good size, that's what you want. You want to just keep on feeding away. Now I'm not sure what happened here, because I've got down there, this is like a one-off plant, which is, well, let's have a look, because they're not the same as a baby cherry here. Now I've got baby cherry there for some reason, and I think I've got possibly baby cherry there. Now I don't know if this was like a one that I got mixed up, or I'm not 100% sure, but it's certainly not these tomatoes in here, which I thought were baby cherry, but I can't even see a label on them. I think I'll come back to that when I find out what they are. Oh, actually they're all the same. What is this? Rose. Oh, these are the ones that me and Steve were kind of looking forward to. The Rose Crush. So you've got your Crimson Crush outside. Your Rose Crush was like a bigger beef tomato. So I was aiming to have 6 plants for some reason. I've just noticed this now, but I've only got 5. But you can see again, they're coming, you know what I mean? They're doing good, they're coming. Oh, little few marks on them ones, them 2 bottom ones there, but not like blossom end rot, but just keep an eye on that. And then for some reason, a baby cherry, which is gonna be prolific. You know, I'll come back to the baby cherry, but this one is, they're looking great, to be honest. So yes, Crimson Crush, all looking good. Next 3 are Honey Crush, I think it's called. Now I haven't grown, you can see by the picture what it's going to turn out like. I've never grown these, but the trusses are coming again. Nice long, lots of trusses. They seem, I tell you what these ones did, mind you, they were healthy from the get-go, to be honest. They were straight out the blocks. They've looked healthy ever since. All of them have caught up, but these ones would, you know, I never seem to kind of worry about them. They just took away. I'm just taking off. You still get the odd like shoot growing out always, you know. Then we have, moving on, which I'm looking forward to seeing what they turn out like, because they look a nice tomato now. These are the Japanese black trifeli that Jesse talked about, and just you can see the shapes coming, and then this is what they're going to look like. you know. So there's tomatoes on there, and they, if you remember what I said about them, they split into two straight away, and it was too quick, and I missed them, and they were gone, and I've just left them. So I've basically tied them in, both trusses, to one bit of string, and I'm just trying to kind of hope and pray that works. But what I have noticed is there is lots of trusses. So if they're putting out these kind of funky plum shaped ones, I mean, look at it, not like plum shape, more like a bell shape. Can you see that one's a lovely example of it? So those are the Japanese black triphylia, I think they're called. These are the ones that have been, these are the black moon ones, which just seem to struggle and be lackluster for the first, you know, everything was about a good 1.5 feet in the air. These things just didn't seem to budge until I brought them up here, and then they've just seemed to like kick off, you know. So this is what they look like, and again you can kind of see they're away, to be honest. They're like hairs out of the gate. I don't know if that's a saying or not, but the kind of, they started to put the shoots out, you know. And I don't know if it was, to be honest, I don't know if it was the kind of the feeding all the time, or just the environment with like way more light, more heat. But in that greenhouse, they just seem to like take ages to kick start, you know. So I'm happy. Well, I'm happy, to be honest, with everything. You know what I mean? It's at this moment, it all seems to be going all right. Now, these are the ones, these 6 that Audrey sent over, Atomic Fusion. The Atomic Fusion is like the big brother of Brad's Atomic Grape, and I lost them, and it was, bless him, Steve sent over a packet or a few seeds late in the day, but they just germinated straight away, and they're coming. Like I say, these are going to be like the big brother to Brad's Atomic. So it's the first time I've grown them, and everything seems to be going okay. Do you know, I'm more keen with these ones than the Brad's Atomic, because I've grown Brad's Atomic's my kind of favourite, but I think I've only got 3 plants this year because I grow them every year, and it was just like a nice little variety. So the Atomic Fusion ones, the ones for me, have seemed to be, it's taken over first place. I'm hoping that the taste and the texture and the look are still as funky and as nice, but we'll just have to wait and see. So here we go. These are the baby cherry, I think, again, which for some reason I've got. That's a cracking looking tomato plant with so much. So I've got 3 more running there. So, and like I say, they move that dirty towel. They all seem to be kind of doing okay, you know. Then I've got, now there's something gone wrong here, because down in this corner I've got a Brad's Atomic which don't look like a Brad's Atomic. Then all these are saying Brad's Atomic. So I'm not sure. You mean you can kind of tell that's a Brad's Atomic. Actually, it might be a baby strawberry. No, I think they actually look like baby strawberry. So I'm saying Brad's Atomic, but I think it's actually, I'm not sure what that is, to be honest. I have not got a clue. But what I'm thinking, actually, mind you, is if I'm right, I haven't got a Brad's Atomic, because they look to me like baby black strawberry. So we'll wait and see. So the whole lot of pressure will be on them ones up the top. Actually, no, I was thinking, I wonder if I'm getting mixed up, because they look like a Brad shape more than that. I'll just have to wait and see. So they look like, to be honest, black strawberry. I ain't sure what that is, because that's not going like a dark colour. So as it stands, I'm chuffed to bits with the, you know, I'm kind of chuffed to bits as well with the chilies. We'll talk more about the chilies like another time, but they all seem to be kind of doing the right thing. So yeah, aubergines getting a little, they're just like little aubergines, but they're starting to come. I don't know if you can see that one there now. So is it possible I've got no Brad's Atomic? We will just have to wait and see. But that's the kind of whole run out of the tomatoes. I just thought I'd like show you before they start ripening. Just, you know, we're kind of nearly getting there, Going to give a nice good water, a feed tonight. And like I say, I'm doing that most nights and most days, you know what I mean? Like a good drink. There's odd times I'll just use water and do what they call like a flush. Do you know what I mean? Just to flush out any kind of, just too much feed, too much of a good thing. But I'm just micro feeding, you know what I mean? Just a kind of a constant. So there you go. That is the story at the moment of my tomatoes. When they become ripe, I'll really be able to tell if I've got like a Brad's Atomic or a black strawberry. But I'm thinking they're black strawberry, what I thought was Brad's Atomic. Look after yourself, take good care.